Hello everyone, welcome to my vlog. Today's date is July 26, 2023. आज चाहिँ हामी लेक टिकापुबाट चाहिँ लेक टियानोमा आएर हामी यहाँ वान नाइट स्टे गर्दैछौँ आज चाहिँ वी आर राइट नाउ हियर एट टियानो कन्ट्रोल गेट। यो टियानो कन्ट्रोल गेटको ठ्याक्कै यहाँ चाहिँ हाइड्रो पावर प्रोजेक्ट रहेछ। सो बिहाइन्ड मी दिस इज लेक टियानो। यहाँको सिटी चाहिँ अलिकति उता टाउन भनौँ न उतापट्टि छ। हामी चाहिँ यो यतापट्टिको यो फरेस्टको वे हुँदै हामी भित्रपट्टि कार पार्क चाहिँ अलिकति माथिपट्टि कार पार्क गरेर यता तलपट्टि आएको होइन यहाँ भ्यू गर्नलाई। एकछिनपछि हाम्रो चाहिँ अहिले टाइम चाहिँ 12:30 भएको छ। सो 1:30 बजी हाम्रो चाहिँ यहाँ अहिले बोट राइड छ। सो त्यो पनि म यही भिडियोमा एट्याच गर्छु। अहिले चाहिँ हामीसँग 1 घन्टा टाइम भएको भएर चाहिँ वी आर हियर टु भिजिट दिस गेट। र यतापट्टि चाहिँ रनिङ वे वाक वे रहेछ। साइक्लिङ चाहिँ यहाँबाट माथिपट्टि चाहिँ साइक्लिङ गर्न मिल्ने रहेछ र यतापट्टि चाहिँ साइक्लिङ गर्न नदिने रहेछ। र यहाँको फिसिङ जोन पनि यतैपट्टि रहेछ। तर फिसिङ गर्नको लागि चाहिँ यहाँको फिसिङ लाइसेन्सको जरुरत पर्दो रहेछ होइन। So here we are with Abhishek is here and Push is also over there. So we are really having fun and this is the view and I'll attach some photo and video from my mobile also. र हाम्रो चाहिँ भोलिको प्लान चाहिँ मिलफोर्ड साउन्ड जाने हाम्रो भोलिको प्लान छ। सो होपफुल्ली वी विल गेट देयर किनकि टुनाइट आज चाहिँ बिचमा चाहिँ स्नोफल हुने भन्ने चाहिँ वेदर फोरकास्ट भएको छ। सो इफ स्नोफल भयो भने चाहिँ विल नट एबल टु रिच देयर बिकज द रोड विल बी क्लोज। सो वी आर प्रेइङ फर नट टु गेट अ स्नोफल। यदि स्नोफल भएन भने चाहिँ विल हेभ लट्स अफ फन इन मिलफोर्ड साउन्ड। र आज चाहिँ हामी चाहिँ अहिले यहाँ 1 आवर टाइम स्पेन्ड गरेर एन्ड देन विल गो ब्याक टु द टियानो टाउन एन्ड विल गो फर जेट। Okay, stay tuned. We are here at Tiano Gateway. Lake Tiano. We are here. Lake Tiano. And this is the view. Sunlight चाहिँ यतापट्टि परेको हो एकदम राम्रो देखिरहेको छ। Okay, we're going. Ugly. Turn around. Finally we are on the board and I'm going upstairs, so let's see.
We're on the way.
Finally, हामी बोटबाट सकेर चाहिँ we are traveling walking by this way. यहाँबाट चाहिँ हामी माथि केभ luminous केभतिर हामी जाँदैछौँ. So it will be very much fun. This is a caver's house. Three.
Three?
Yeah.
I think that's 12. Anyone else still on inside?
Now we are going for a small boat. यहाँबाट चाहिँ क्या है वो केव का नाम? ग्लोवाम. ग्लोवाम.
ग्लो करने वाला ना, जलने वाला ग्लो.
Alrighty, team. Hello again. I was the mysterious voice on the microphone. My name's Dev, and I'll be your cave guide as well. Now, before we head underground, just give you a rough idea of what we're going to do, and then tell you a bit about the cave. We run through some basic safety stuff, after which we go explore the cave. Then we come back out, go for a short walk around the property. That puts us back to the visitor center. Once you hop in there, you get to help yourself to a complimentary hot beverage, so you can have a tea or coffee, warm yourselves up. Here's the facilities, and then one of the guides will teach you everything we know about the glowworms, and then we all go back home together. Sounds good?
Right.
Alrighty. So as I was mentioning on the boat, today what we are about to do is explore a really small section of a much larger cave system known as the Aurora Caves. Now, all in all, we have successfully mapped out a little over 6.7 kilometers of passages that have been carved out through the cave by this beautiful stream that just flows to my right there, known as the Tunnel Burn Stream. Now, the stream itself originates up at an alpine lake called Lake Orbel, after which it flows through a section of the forest, entering the cave through the upper cave entrance, flowing through the entirety of the cave, and resurfacing just to our right there. Now, if you did want to explore the entire cave, it does take a couple of days. Now, even though it's just 6.7 kilometers, it does take a lot of time simply because there's a few complications you will encounter along the way. There are several areas where you need to set up ropes and belay lines just so that you can traverse down some steep sections. In addition to that, there are several parts of the cave which are also completely submerged underwater. Now, the parts of the cave that are submerged underwater are not massive caverns, but instead they are very narrow tunnels, about 10 to 15 meters long, just about a meter wide. So you can't even have your tanks on your back. You're either pushing them in front of you or pulling them behind you. Trust me, it's not a very fun experience. So what we're going to do today is we're going to keep things very, very simple. How are we going to do that? We will do that by skipping a substantial portion of the cave. Starting from here, going all the way down to here. And we will simply stick to the first 250 meters of the Aurora cave system, and that is the section known as the Tiana Glowworm Caves. Now, the only reason why we don't go any further than we do is because the section of the cave that we're exploring today is connected to the rest of the cave by a very narrow tunnel, very similar to the one that I just described earlier, and that is the reason why we can't go any further. Now, out of that 250 meters of the cave that we will be exploring today, we will find ourselves walking on walkways for the first 200 meters. For the last 50 meters, we get onto a tiny little boat. I turn off the lights, take you for a beautiful boat ride in the dark, then we turn around and we come back out the same way we go in. So there are a few things you need to keep in mind before we go inside the cave. First and foremost, the entrance of the cave is the lowest point we will encounter on our journey today. It is only this high, so you will have to duck down nice and low to enter the cave. Now, the entrance of the cave dips down 2 times. The second time around, the roof of the cave rises very slowly. So a good thing to do is pop one hand above your head just so that you can feel the rock. And if you don't feel any rock, of course, it is safe to stand up. But once you do enter the cave, it is massive. You will be able to walk around freely for the rest of the experience. Now, to help you along the way, running alongside the walkways, we have handrails We highly recommend having one hand on the handrail just while we're moving from one part of the cave to the next. That allows you to figure out exactly where you need to go, and you will feel nice, safe, and secure at the same time. Now, when you enter the cave, you will be able to observe that the lighting inside the cave is very, very minimal. Now, that has been done intentionally, and that is simply to give your eyes the opportunity to adapt to the darkness. It takes the average person's eyes about 10 to 15 minutes to do so, and the better your eyes adjust to the darkness, the more glowworms you will see on that boat ride. Now, we do not allow the use of any electronic devices inside the cave, so cell phones, GoPros, cameras, please leave them in your pockets and your backpacks. If you have a smartwatch that emits a light, just tuck it under your sleeves. And that's mainly for two reasons. Of course, to keep your eyes adjusted to the darkness. And secondly, we need you to look at where you're going and not be distracted by your devices. There are a few rocks we will encounter along the way. I will point them out to the first person behind me. If you could just pass on the message down the line, that would help the rest of the group as well. Now, when we do get to those boats, what you will observe is running through the middle of the boat are blue colored mats. We want you to sit on the blue mats with your backs against the backrest and your hands on your legs. Because once I get onto the boat and I turn off the lights, just like you all, I cannot see in the dark. And I will be the one moving the boat, so you can expect the boat to bump into a few rocks. And when that happens, please do not worry. The boat has been designed to bump into those rocks. Unfortunately, your fingers and your noses have not. So if you're leaning up front, if your hands are on or over the edge, you will come out looking like these guys. No noses and no fingers. We want you to keep those. So as long as you're sitting up straight with your hands inside the boat, you should be perfectly fine. And while we're on the boat, there will be a point in time when the glowworms will be right above your heads. Some of you curious folks might want to investigate what they smell like, taste like, feel like. I don't know what your thing is. Please do not touch the glowworms. They are very delicate and fragile creatures. Just let them be. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the beautiful lights. In addition to that, there's one more thing I'm going to ask you all to do. Is just when we are on the boat, we request that you all remain completely silent. Now, the reason why I ask you to do so is mainly for your own experience and the experience of the people that are already inside the cave. So please respect that rule. There will be a point in the cave where I will stop the group and give you this signal. From that point on till we turn around and come back out, if you could remain quiet, that would be much appreciated. Awesome. For anybody who has a backpack, just make sure to, just before you hop onto the boat, bring your backpack to the front. That way you will be able to sit comfortably as well. Sounds good? Any questions? Awesome. Follow me up this way, okay?
This is the instruction which we have to follow. Finally.
कोई फोटो नहीं ले सकते कोई बात नहीं
Now we're going through the cave, going to the lodge. Here we start our journey. You have to know